welcome to another edition of Cooking with Pete. Today I'm not wearing a hat because my hair's not too bad. Today we're going to make a lovely type of sandwich. It's probably going to be the most expensive sandwich ever, probably. It's bacon, cheese on toast with bacon in the middle, with a bit of mayonnaise as well. But the cheese I'm using is Parmesan cheese, and we don't have a grill, so we're going to use a microwave. So here we go. Okay, so first of all we've got our pan just here, and what we're going to do is we're going to add bacon. Now the bacon I'm using is normal rations bacon. I'm going to use just a couple of slices, as you can see, some streaky bacon just here. So what we're going to do is whack the pan on. Wrong pan. There we go. Just whack that on quite low, because this is quite a big one. This is quite a very small pan. This is just here. The toast is already done. What we're going to do is we're not going to whack any oil in. We're just going to wait for that to sort of crisp up a bit. So, whacking that in. I'm going to make sure it's crispy on both sides. We're just going to use one ration because of the pan. Actually, no, we're going to use 2 rations of bacon. Really, I could really do with stripping this up. Cooking away there very nicely, as you can see. I've already pre-prepared some toast, and we put some Parmesan in. Okay, so now we're going to put the Parmesan on the bread. Now, we're going to put the Parmesan on the bread. So, this is our toast we prepared earlier. As you can see, that's been toasted. And this is the Parmesan. This is a box grater, very good to use. Now, just make sure that you're going to have an even coating around your bread. Lovely and cheesy. But nice with the saltiness of the bacon. So, grate some of this in here. You don't want it too big. Yet we don't want it too small. So we're grating Parmesan on here, not too much, because obviously it's quite an overpowering. Make sure there's an even sort of spread on your toast, as you can see. I'm just going to do one more here. Making sure there's an even spread of both. You're going to put bacon on this, don't forget. And we're just going to cover it. Once the bacon has been cooked, what we're going to do is we're going to put these 2 slices in a microwave just to seal it. So we'll make sure there's an even spread again. So there we go. That's cheese on the bread. Right, bacon. As you can hear, the bacon is crisping up very nicely at the moment. As you can hear in there, I'm just going to cut this and put a few more strips in. You know, just a strip of bacon. Because there's already one big ration in there. So don't forget, this is going on a sandwich, so we're just stripping the bacon here, as you can see, making sure it's getting all covered in the beef fat and everything. It's such a small pan, but it'll always cook up very nicely. As you can see, so that's cooking. So that's making the perfect sandwich is always making the perfect chemistry. Now what I've done with this Parmesan cheese is I've made sure there's an even spread on the bread. Even spread on the bread. I'm just going to whack it in the microwave to about 1.5 minutes just to see how it comes out. As you can see, the bacon is still cooking away very nicely. I'm going to go get a spatula in a minute. So just making sure that the Bacon is lovely. And what we're also going to do, because this is actually pork, we're going to put a bit of honey on the bacon as soon as it's put on there. So, as you can hear, because this is a non-stick pan, because this is a non-stick pan we're using, it's best to use a wooden spatula so you don't... Oh shit. That one's a bit big. You're seeing a bit of flame there, right? That's just the bacon fat burning off there. You could call that a bit of a trick, to be honest. That's what all the chefs do when they're cooking. I'm just going to make sure that it's evenly cooked on both sides. You see that? Yep. It's just the bacon fat getting crispy on each side. So I'm just going to let that go for a bit longer. I've turned up the heat now because I want it to cook so I can get the cheese ready. Cheese is now beeped, so we're going to get it out of the microwave. Oh yes. So add a bit more cheese on that, but that's just to make the layer, to seal the toast. Get the old doobie out. As you can see, it's layered the cheese on, so that's your base layer. So I'm just going to add a bit more cheese onto that, just to make it a bit more cheesy. Bacon's crisping away lovely, you can hear it now. As you can see, it's still crisping up very nicely. I've got it on a high heat, so I'm just going to turn it down a bit now. It's still cooking and crisping away lovely there. As you can see, don't forget, you've got to make sure that it's brown all the way around. So that's sorted. Yeah, as I've said, making a perfect sandwich is about perfect chemistry between the tastes and the texture of your food. Now, I haven't done this sandwich before, this is the first time I've actually done it. I've made previous ones with a griddle, but I'll do that at a later date because it's a bit messy and I'm not that hungry today, and this is my lunch, so a bit messy. So what am I also going to add, because it's bacon and pork, honey goes lovely with pork, surprisingly enough. A bit of honey would go nice, and I quite like mayonnaise, don't know why, but also I'm just going to add that mayo texture to it. It might seem ludicrous, but I bet it's going to taste lovely. So, the bacon, right? Pretty much done now. It's crisping up lovely. Going to let the fat just crisp off a bit more there. So what I'm going to do is actually add a lid, just to crisp off that extra little bit. As you can hear, bacon is crisping up lovely. It's smelling like pork scratchings. So I'm reckoning this bacon is now done. So we can turn off the heat, let that get to it. Right. And we can now put this on the sandwich. Okay, sandwich time. Right, sandwich time. Now, I have added a bit more cheese to this. It doesn't look a lot, but there is cheese added, and I think I might add a bit more, to be honest. I don't think it's cheesy enough. But bacon goes lovely with cheese. You can use any type of cheese, but I'm using Parmesan for this one, so I'm just going to add a bit more scrapings of cheese. And add your own cheese. I don't really like to go on set ingredients because then you're like, this set ingredient will do this. This set ingredient will do that. I don't like doing that. It's just add what you think you like. So the bacon, you're going to add a few bits to each part. So a little bit of bacon there, and a bit of bacon fat as well in the bottom, which will go lovely with that. So a bit of bacon fat in the bottom, just a bit of bacon fat over there, and it always adds that little extra texture, even though they recommend you not to do it. And a bit of honey. As you can see, the honey should really just melt all over that. Really. Ideally I should have added the honey beforehand really. This is what I'm going to do now, which is what I should have done beforehand when I was cooking it with the cheese. But don't forget, there's already cheese on there, so and any excess cheese will just be added on a bit later on. So don't forget, all your chemistry and working is still in there. It's just I've done it a bit wrong. That's all. Nothing to worry about. So add your honey in. And I don't think I'm going to add the mayo this time, because the honey should be lovely. So, it's cheese and the bacon. Squash it down a bit. Bread knife. The fresher the bacon and the fresher the bread, the better the taste. Really. And there we have it. Bacon, cheese, Parmesan cheese and honey. Wow, I'm going to dig in. Oh, that honey gives the taste, gives a sweeter taste. Oh, other than that, it's a gorgeous sandwich.